Folks, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show. Just off the road on Shred Tour, and really get a chance to get healed tonight with a cat I just connected with, but a brilliant multi-instrumentalist, band leader, and Ruth, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show, baby.
It's good to be back already.
Can you talk about, like, in a few days, when the tour is kind of, you keep moving forward, do you pray? Where do you get the life force to get the gumption to just suck it up and go because you're tired? And I'd love you to talk a little bit about that, the essence of being able to be a professional.
Yeah, I think it's just finding a steady zone of traveling around with these people that I've become my family, essentially, and finding this place where we all can exist together in harmony, and then doing it on stage every single night, and just performing the best we can, and just hopefully reaching people with the music we're playing.
When you wake up in the morning and you're not feeling totally centered, what do you do to get back to that? Do you do yoga? To me, it's hard for my brain to calm down, but I can just say that coming off the Shred Tour, my ears are ringing like gongs in Tibet, right? So that was yoga.
Yeah.
But for you, how do you get yourself to the point of being vulnerable?
I think,
loosen up naturally, really?
Yeah. And I think in the van, just finding a zone in my headphones and kind of just sitting with whatever music I'm really into that time, whether it's ambient music or death metal or spiritual jazz. It's one day it's Carcass, the next day it's Pharoah Sanders. But I think that having a few hours to just relax and watch, especially when I'm in a new part of the country that I don't get to travel in very often, like down here, just looking out the window and taking it all in is enough for me.
What can you talk to the audience about your definition of family? You connected with Circles, you became part of the jam scene. Tonight obviously is your family too, but what are the intrinsic qualities of a band family?
I think just there's this, more often than not, you find everyone you align with in this world, musically and professionally in the touring world. It's like, if you're, especially now, because it's not getting any easier financially, and just the stress of coming out of the pandemic and still doing this, it's like, it feels like now more than ever, everyone who's out here doing this wants to be doing it, and that, I think there's this kind of instinctual, deep down thing that while we're all out here, we understand the struggle of it all. We're all no one's out here getting rich or but playing music and traveling is such a deep-seated thing for me, and I know for most other people that are doing this as their livelihood, that typically is enough to connect. It doesn't take much past that. That if I respect what people are doing musically and they're good people, then you're already, that's it. That's all you need.
What is it? I remember interviewing Buzzy Featon, great studio guitar player, just badass in general, and he said, if people, the days of Steely Dan where, you have huge budgets, and even so, you become, music has such cumulative results. We don't have that artist development. Is it going to take philanthropy from private people to grow this? Because you know what I'm saying? You guys are in it to win it. You're in it to inspire other cats.
Yeah.
And on the bandstand. And yet, it's becoming more and more cost prohibitive. So do you think it's a philanthropic thing from the private sector? What would you, when you look at it, what would be something, a message to people who are well off and yet they know and understand the spiritual quality of music?
I think at some point there has to be that element, because every side of it right now is just to mention what you were talking about earlier, it's not very sustainable. And I think I don't want to say it preys on the goodwill of the people that are doing it, but
that's right.
We're out here doing it because this is who we are and what we love. And at the end of the day, it's I'll do it for nothing if I have a means to keep doing it. It's that, you know, it's not about how much money I'm taking home or anything. It's like, but it does feel like at the end of the day, like with the way the systems have evolved to the current state, that like things need to change and evolve, and it can't just rely on the fact that the people who are doing this need to be doing this.
Because they're such devoted people, they're willing to do it for free. I was talking to the cats the other night, and they're talking about getting hip cats backstage, good vibe after the show. Steve Parrish and Kid Candelario were doing that for the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Dead doing that. So like you need like, and like at the end of the night when 1,000 people show up unexpectedly, and you still only get the cut that you're signed to instead of the walk-up, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So like I just want to bring those to attention of the
that's
people.
100% the reality. It's like you get what's mildly predicted on the conservative end of the financial
and they're
side,
like, there's no sledgehammer that's going to enforce for the band.
No,
you know, there's not that in the budget or whatever it is, and it's beyond, you know, it's beyond my pay grade, so to speak. But,
yeah.
You know, I mean, where are you looking to grow the most in your constitution? I mean, I realize, like, at the end of the day, you know, part of it is having a story to tell, and I feel like your story is evolving, and I just wonder where it is right now.
I think it's just the best I got right now with like how much I've been touring.
I mean, this is heavy stuff, man.
Yeah, it's like the best I can do is just exist in the moment as best as I can, whether that's touring or recording music, and it's like my schedule for the past year and like the next 6 months, it's just like I'm just out all the time. And so I think, I guess, a goal of that is to just find happiness and find the spontaneity and magic of like playing the music. Because if I don't have that, then like why am I like
the spontaneity
doing all this
in the moment? Like every note counts. You know, like that to me is so essential, and yet you're always drifting. We got the Dan Horn Target story, which was legendary. All right, talk about, you know, because I just sat with Michaela and John Lee, and so you give me a good John Lee story.
Oh man,
because you know that guy, like out of COVID, I didn't know John Lee from a hole in the wall. I feel like we're totally spiritually connected as family, and so you're part of that. But give me a good John Lee story.
The John Lee story. I mean, that dude is an angel.
He's cooler than the other side of the pool. He's so cool, and he's an angel.
Yeah. I mean, first off, it was instantly like seeing him play was like, okay, this guy has it. He's in a pocket. He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. And already that combination is like, those are the people I gravitate towards too, is people that you want to hang out with and you're in awe of how they play. But I guess the story I'll tell, which kind of like intersects with that, is that one day at Soundcheck in the middle of that tour, I started playing Albatross by Fleetwood Mac, like the old Peter Green tune, and which is just one of my favorite songs of all time.
Peter Green, man, hero.
Yeah, legend. And so we were kind of jamming on that in Soundcheck, and I could see some of the guys, including John Lee, kind of perk up, and then literally the next night at Soundcheck, they were playing Albatross, and he was doing like the guitar harmonies like by himself, just playing it fucking perfectly, better than I was, and it was just like, I see you, man. So yeah,
but it's not a chops fest with him. I mean, the point is that like he's
it's all taste.
You guys can learn from each other.
Yeah,
and I think like those are the kind of cats that I gravitate to. They're not guarding their knowledge. They don't live in. They're just not hypocritical.
No, not at all.
Just tell me you're going to stretch tonight as much as possible.
I'm going to try as much as the boss will let me.
This leader. Talk about this leader, by the way.
Yeah.
Talk, because she's from Kentucky, but she's no pushover.
No, SG Goodman. That's who I'm out here with. Yeah. I've been playing with her for a little over a year. We've played all over the world, Scandinavia to small towns in Alabama, and
Podunk towns like Tucson.
Yeah, yeah, we're here in Tucson, and she has a magical
That's awesome.
sensibility and power to connect with people that in the 15 years that I've been doing this, I haven't encountered too many times, especially from a singer and writer's perspective. Like she's humble and is able to connect with the roots of like just humanity and working people, and I've seen it translate literally every single show we've ever played, everywhere
she's
ever
authentic, even if you're not completely clicking on all cylinders. She's still authentic in her delivery.
She's one of the most authentic people.
I mean,
I've ever met.
I am that you raised the bar high tonight, dude. Rich Ruth, man, I love you, brother.
All right,
man. This was a ball, and just burn on the bandstand for me tonight. All right,
that's all we can do.
It's the Jake Feinberg Show. See you later.